when I came on board, I started asking the question if job creation was the primary mission for the Entrepreneurship Center, you're not accomplishing that to a great deal working with lifestyle and retail entrepreneurs, because for the most part, it's a self-employment activity. So if job creation was really the mission, we needed to focus our efforts more on high growth, innovative, and scalable startup companies. So that's when the pivots began. And in pursuit of that, we initiated the Hot Desk network of co-working spaces. It was primarily an effort to try to attract out of the bushes those innovative and tech type of entrepreneurs and startup companies. But we were able to build a consensus around the idea that we had this tradition, this rich tradition in the historical industries of agriculture and seafood. We developed the F3 Tech program, which was about advancing innovation and technology in agriculture and aquaculture, as well as the environment. What that's intended to do is build an attraction of critical mass of activity of ideas and talent around that industry sector, and we soon thereafter started to attract some federal grants to the point where, you know, a number of years ago our annual budget was $100,000, and we're now $1.5 million a year. An example of the kinds of things that we're doing is we've been working with a company that has their technology in front of the FDA awaiting approval, where they're taking a certain protein they're extracting out of bovine milk. And this protein, when injected nasally, coats human cells and prevents COVID from attaching. We're working with a number of feed tech startups that are utilizing insects as a form of providing protein to supplement animal feed, because right now, for example, especially in aquaculture, fish meal is the primary protein that's incorporated into feed oftentimes, and so you're killing 3 fish in order to feed 1 fish. Not very sustainable model. We're going after a USDA grant right now to help us fund technical assistance and training for our rural communities to help them with water and waste issues and bringing better technologies environmentally to help with that, and also help our communities meet their TMDL requirements that I think most communities are having challenge satisfying. Well, the Ag Innovation Center is a result of my going after a USDA grant for developing Ag Innovation Centers. And USDA's intent for these centers was for technical assistance and training to help value-added producers. Value-added producers being those entrepreneurs that take a basic agricultural product and then add value to it to create another product. So, you know, milk into ice cream, cucumbers into pickles, that sort of thing. So what we did was stretch in our proposal the definition of what a value-added producer was, because in our mind, anybody who creates efficiencies or innovations in supply chain, in crop protection, in soil health, you know, better irrigation through sensors, those sorts of things, to us adds value. USDA bought it, and so we were one of 3 awards out of 27 submissions that they got nationally. So this allows us to bring in and begin to incorporate the food tech side of the whole F3. It's about positioning their company to be attractive for investors. It's about evaluating, do they have any intellectual property? You know, should they be creating patents? Should they be doing trademarks? Should they, you know, or is it just trade secrets? But what's their intellectual property, and, you know, how do you value it? We give them access to an integral marketing expert. And so when they do a pitch deck to present to investors, they're able to say, I've got a CFO as part of my team. I've got an attorney as part of my team. I have a marketing rep as part of my team. That's not the kind of stuff they typically have access to. Typically are making a product for the farmer's market. We want to get them into Whole Foods, okay? But the problem is a lot of value-added producers that have great products, and if they're lucky enough to get in front of Whole Foods, and Whole Foods likes what they have, what's the next thing that happens? Whole Foods says, okay, I need 100,000 units by next week. Can you make it happen? Okay, how do they scale? How do they meet that opportunity? And most of the value-add producers miss those windows of opportunity because they don't have the capacity to do it. We want to begin to create that kind of capacity. It's a paradigm shifter. There's just no question about it.